YouTubers just got this in, fresh, hot off the press. New Zealand ban on foreign home ownership gains attention in BC. I don't know if you guys know what's been happening in New Zealand. New Zealand is an English-speaking country with a free market, just like Canada. And people have been abusing the free market system and buying up properties, leaving them empty. It's been a really bad ride for New Zealand. Of all the countries, I think New Zealand tops it when it comes to this whole housing crisis, followed closely by Australia, then Canada, and then London. A new housing policy in New Zealand is grabbing a lot of attention in Metro Vancouver. As John Ha reports, the country is about to seriously restrict foreigners from buying property. Well, it's nothing wrong, because if you try going to buy something in Mexico, try going to buy something, they won't sell to you because you're not Mexican. So let's move on. New Zealand's newly elected government is launching an attack against foreign home ownership in an effort to tackle soaring property prices. The country of 44.7% million people will pass a law that seriously restricts foreigners from buying property. The plan, as outlined by Prime Minister-elect Jacinda Ardern, will ban non-residents from purchasing existing homes in the hopes of curtailing skyrocketing real estate prices. BC Greens leader Andrew Weaver said he was pleased to see that New Zealand's minority government tackle the issue and hopes the politicians BC will follow suit. It's not about stopping people from owning homes to live here and pay taxes, he said. It's about ensuring British Columbians can live in homes in British Columbia. Yeah, good luck with that. When we turn our real estate sector into speculation as opposed to living, we have a problem. I've been talking about this for the last 5 years. Whenever the Greens plan on urging the NDP government to take a hard, thoughtful look at the issue of foreign ownership. Any policy that is introduced that has effects, Weaver said, it's important to ensure that they're introduced slowly and that you're monitoring the effects through the collection of ongoing data. Tom Davidoff, the UBC's Sauder School of Business, said New Zealand's plan may not be effective. I wonder why. There's a radio show there if you want to listen to. I tend to believe that the restriction bans are hard enforced at times. We had it here in British Columbia, even with the foreign buyer's tax. The idea of giving locals a leg up in the real estate market is being explored in Vancouver on a small scale. I don't know if you remember the article I read about how they're letting Vancouver locals buy first before speculators or anyone overseas comes in and buys. Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson launched there you go, there it is. It will market exclusively to local residents for 30 days and Metro Vancouver rates for the next 60 days. It may have an impact on affordability directly, but it will give access to locals, I hope, Robertson said. That pushback stops the provincial government, which said foreign ownership of homes is not being considered as part of the budget of the 2018 planning. The province is going to have to act, Davidoff said. We have a new government that will elect largely on platform or do something about the high housing costs. Yes, so like I said, if you're running from government, it doesn't matter what part of government you're running for. Housing is your platform. Housing, not jobs, not schooling, not education. Housing, because without housing, schools, education, all that other stuff mean nothing if you can't live in the damn houses around those areas. So you see where I'm getting at? I'm kind of excited. Yes, a victory! A victory! We have a victory! And that's one down. So if they pass this law, it goes into effect. But people are like, oh no, that's not fair. No, go to Mexico and buy a house. I tried to buy a house 2 times in Mexico. Both times they told me, you're not Mexican. You can't buy anything. Marry a Mexican, and then it goes in her name. And if something happens to her, the government can take your house. So I'm using Mexico as an example because I was there for 2 years. I can't buy in Mexico because I'm not a Mexican. So, you see what I'm saying? I have to go through hoops and paperwork beyond what you guys could imagine, just to own in Mexico. The same thing in Thailand. I went to Thailand. I wanted to open a nightclub. Oh no, no! You have to be from Thailand. You can't own anything if you're not from Thailand. And once again, you have to marry someone from Thailand. It goes in their name, and if something happens to them, the government can take it from you. So that's the problem, guys. This is the problem. And this is the good thing that a lot of countries are doing to protect their sovereignty, and so housing doesn't go through the roof and people get bought out of the markets. Now, what's happening now? New Zealand is putting a nail in the coffin to end it. See, people are taking advantage of this free markets and speculating. The whole free market thing, when people want to, come and invest, they created these free markets for people to come and invest in industrial, invest in mining, invest in oil, invest in the stock markets, invest in everything. They didn't expect people to invest in housing, because housing back in the day, 10 years, 15 years ago, was not a commodity. Housing became a commodity and not an asset. And then this is why people are getting bought out of the markets and people can't afford to live anymore. And good job, New Zealand. I'm very proud of you. I know people there, a lot of people that are watching my videos. God bless New Zealand, and I hope to God, that they could fix and reform their free market stature and see where it goes from them. Don't forget to join me on Trends in the Housing Market Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Tijuana time. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.